I think it's a good fight. Probably be a close fight, but I think with Wilder, what probably hurt him a lot in his last fight was that he has been so inactive. So hopefully now, when he's had a fight, 12 rounds with Parker, that he come back and look better. And if he does, I think he can. I think he can knock Chang out. But Chang is also dangerous, and if he lands on Wilder and can take it to Wilder, then Chang can win. But if I would have to pick someone, I'd probably go with Wilder.
Little bit, maybe it's the stature. He's I really rate him. I think sometimes because he throws these what look to be wild, he has to. He's only got little frame, little hands. He's overlooked the intelligence. I really rate Paul Stevenson, the Red Triangle Gym, and I think he's representing him very, very well. And I'm excited for that fight. I'm a bit biased because I want him to win. He's the English lad. I like his style. He's exciting. I think he should be a world champion. This should be a title unification fight. This shouldn't be, because he definitely beat the Mexican on my card for what that's worth. Well, you just don't seem to get a bad American fighter, especially American world champion. He's very long, he's clever, and look, if you can pull it out in the 12th round, you can pull it out in any round. That's the hardest round to pull it out. The other guy knows, I've got 3 minutes, and he did. He pulled it out. So I do think you've got to go to his body early. I think that's the key to this fight. I think Nick Ball do Nick Ball, but just add a little bit more body shots in, because whatever he does and how he does the weight is massive to this fight. And he, in his mind and verbally, even said out loud, "I'm done. I'm going up a weight." So he's literally coming back down. And yeah, he's advantage. He's a good boxer. He's a good boxer. But Nick Ball brings pressure that he's probably not seen before. And I think punching down is an actual advantage to Nick Ball. No one wants to punch down. We're all trying to punch at eye line, or sometimes for my career punching up. But it's very rare for me to punch down. This guy's going to be punching down, and I think Nick Ball could be lethal.
With that in mind, because Ray Ford knows that almost certainly he's going to be going up in weight after this fight, when things get tough, when it's the late stage of the fight, when he's under pressure, does that enter his mind, do you think, as a fighter?
He's got experience now, and like I was saying, Ray Ford's quite young as well, isn't he? He's not old, is he?
No.
Do we know his age? 20s again.
I'd have to double check, but he's in his 20s.
All I know, this is another thing. Nick Ball won't be fighting the fight who's just won that world title. He should be fighting someone who's finally got his own. This is a psychological thing. Like, the title's just a title, but it means something to the fighter because he's forever that champion. He will forever be that. So he should actually be a better fighter and pushing up. The only, like I said, just the weight, that's the thing. But how he reacts to that. But as a fighter, he's now got that 12-round experience in a world title fight. So he's going to be. So's Nick as well, though. They're both coming off 12-rounders. I know he got the stoppage. So they're both going to be better fighters than the last fight. So it's going to be a really good matchup. I think the whole 5v5, I'm a big fan of it. Really looking forward to watching it all. And it's just nice to see a card where anyone could kind of win. Even though you have your slight favourites and some, like, it's just a really good. I'm a big advocate for it. And then roll on with the Saudis. Keep playing this money into boxing. Keep giving us these fight cards.
Well, let's get some predictions then before I let you go. You've got the main fight that we've talked about, Nick Ball, Ray Ford. You obviously think Nick's going to pull it off. Is he going to win by stoppage, or is he going to go?
I think I must add, it's a very biased prediction. I'm more hoping then, because he's still got a task on his hand. This is a big, strong American world champion who's ready to go up the weight. But I am hoping Nick Ball can pull it out. I'd love to see him stop him. But if he does pull it out, it'll be through a lot of pressure. I'm sure Ford can take a good whack. He's a big lad. So I'd say Nick Ball on points. And you know what? I'd even take Nick Ball controversy on no one, because I won't like to see controversy. I hope Nick Ball wins it fair and square, clean. And I'm going to go Nick Ball on points for that one.
I think with Hutchinson's a bit of a. I think they both do what they always choice. I've not seen too much of Craig Richards. I've never actually seen any of Craig Richards' fights. I've only seen Will Hutchinson, and I know that Will Hutchinson, he likes to pot shot a lot, be on the back foot a little bit, and I think with Craig probably would be best to do that as well. Anyway, so yeah, I'm not sure what kind of fight to expect, but it could probably end their stoppage one way or another. But yeah, I think it'll be a good fight.
I mean, Craig's mixed in much higher class, certainly domestically, and also against Bivol, of course. Also been a light heavyweight for a lot longer. how much of an advantage are those two factors?
I think the experience will be a massive advantage for him. You know, like I said, he's been in with much higher class opponents than Willie has. But you know, Willie's been boxing for a long time. You know, as an amateur and as a pro. So yeah, I think he'll handle the occasion well, and I think he'll be all right. I don't think it'll get too much.
And if you had to pick a winner, I know you haven't seen much of Craig, but who would you go out on a limb, one way or the other?
Just from what other people are saying, probably Craig Richards. But you know, I've never even watched him. That's just purely based on what I've heard. You know, what people are saying in the gym and over that online and stuff. That Craig's a favourite, but that's only when I go. But literally just off that, yeah.
I think it'll be quite explosive. You know, it's gonna be a good fight. Amo's gonna bring it from the jump. Hamza's gonna try and stay composed and do what his corner have asked of him. Hamza's a very good listener, and he can act off what the instructions his cornermen are giving him. So I think he's gonna try and come and stay patient and then like work off his jab. But Amo's just gonna bring it from the jump. Amo's got great hand speed. Amo's got good power, and he's very athletic. He's very reactive. Like he's got good movement. I sparred them both. It was years ago, and they've both improved since then. But going off the spars I had of them back then, I think at that time I sparred both of them. Hamza's obviously a little younger, but Amo was better. He hit harder. But since then, the improvements from Hamza have been impressive. He's improved a lot, and from what I've seen from Amo, so is he. But Amo carries real power.
So promotional loyalties aside for a minute, who would you pick to win that one?
I'm Team Queensbury. As much as me and Hamza have been put against each other and whatnot, I'm Team Queensbury for this one. So Hamza, go do your job, and then eventually maybe we can fight, and I can take his own instead.
Filip Hrgović has psychologically ruined Daniel.
Wow.
I think he'll stop him, and comfortably.
And you think the psychological aspect will be the crucial factor?
Most definitely, because Daniel's weak in that respect.
Do you see any changes in Daniel since the switch from Shane McGuigan to Don Charles?
No, particularly, no.
Fair enough. I expected a blunt response.
Have you?
I don't know. I mean, some people have said that in the fights with Lorena and then that was with Shane, but the fight with Jarrell Miller, and then the challenge to Usyk before that, there was maybe a sign that he was a bit more resilient.
Was it? When was that?
Well,
Miller nearly stopped him in round 5 or round 6. And Usyk beat him in every single round, every single minute of every single round, and then dropped him, and he stayed down again. So where's the resilience?
But as you said, Miller nearly stopped him. He did come back. He came through it and got the victory in the end. Is that not some resilience there?
Miller's a 23-stone man, Danny. For goodness sake. He's blowing at his arse after 5 rounds, 6 rounds. The guy could barely hold his hands up for round 7 onwards. Come on. Let's get in the real world. Come on.
Fair enough. Well, let me ask you this then. It's been heavily rumoured that the winner of Dubois Hrgović, and you believe it's going to be Hrgović, will fight Anthony Joshua at Wembley in September.
Mm-hmm.
What sort of threat do you think Hrgović can pose to AJ?
That would be a very good fight. I fancy AJ to win because I think his engine's better than Hrgovic's. Plus it. I don't know if he punches much harder, but it could be a who lands flush and who lands first. That'd be a good fight. That would be a good fight. That would be.
What would you say are Hrgovic's main strengths?
Good jab. Good. He's got obviously a powerful right hand, but he's got a poor defense, and I think he's weak to the body as well.
And Daniel Dubois.
I've never seen him turn away so much. I mean, he's done. I know he done it against Zhang when he fought him. I actually thought Zhang won that fight. I know he turned away a few times, but he had issues getting into that fight. It wasn't long after losing his father, and he probably wasn't in the right place mentally. But he also done it in the fight after it, if I remember rightly. He's had a fight in between Zhang and when he blew that guy away in Saudi, hadn't he?
Yeah.
He fought somebody, I can't remember who it was, but I know he turned his back on him a couple of times there as well. And that's never a good sign.
Given that you feel he is defensively flawed and perhaps weak to the body, do you not give Dubois any chance, especially early on?
No.
Okay.
And that's not trying. I'm not trying to belittle Daniel. I just don't think he's a world-class fighter. I think he's a good European fighter. I mean, you know, it's just my opinion. I mean, I know people. I know I'll say something which might be contradicted to myself. Lorena put him down 2 or 3 times. He's not a big puncher.
True.
And now people are going to come on your comments and say, "Oh, but Martin Bacola get beat with Martin Hunter." You're bang on. I mean, but that was a long, long time ago.